Hi guys, welcome back. This is just a little update on our rescued possum Gracie. I've had her for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and then I'm going to show you Elvis, who is up in his loft. I just got him a few nights ago and I did a video on him. We found him in the front yard. He'd been bitten by something and was playing possum. So this is Gracie. She's really hungry. I'm feeding her a couple hours later than what I normally do. But I'm going to get Mom to hold the flashlight, and I'm going to try to do this. We're going to feed her. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that I came across a YouTube channel for Jessica Taylor, I think her name was, and she has possums, and so she was talking about the diet she puts her possums on to prevent metabolic bone disease, which is a really bad disease that possums and other animals like lizards and stuff can get. And of course you can research that on Yahoo or any videos on YouTube. I'm not going to go into that in here. But what I did was I incorporated her recipe into these guys, the meals that I'm doing for them. And what she has suggested was 1 cup of kale, 1 cup of plain low-fat yogurt, and 1 cup of dry cat food or dog food, the kibble, and then you mix it all up in a blender with a little bit of water. I did that. I made like a triple batch though, and then I mixed it with, instead of water, I did the Great Value bone marrow broth, because bone marrow is really important to these animals. In the wild, they eat all kinds of stuff. They're omnivores. They eat everything, plants, animals, roadkill, whatever. But they also eat the bones of the animals they come across, the dead animals they come across, rats or any kind of roadkill. And that bone marrow really gives them the nutrients that they need. Really important to prevent metabolic bone disease is vitamin D and calcium. So I incorporated her recipe, and then I'm just adding some tonight's tuna and eggs. They really like their chicken and eggs and grapes, but tonight I'm just going to get them some eggs and tuna. So I'm just going to kind of divide this up. Gracie is kind of taken to keeping Elvis from coming down to eat, so I have to put his in the loft. Gracie's a little bit of a pig. Are you a little bit of a piggy? You're a little bit of a piggy. So I'm just going to divide that in half. You can see it's the consistency of, I don't know, a thick pudding, which is pretty good. And I gave this to them earlier and they really liked it. Thanks, Mom. And let's go ahead and get, I need 2 hands. I'm just going to do it with my hands. Some eggs and some tuna. They really dig their chicken, but tonight they're getting tuna. And they like tuna too. The eggs are really good for them. And just as an added calcium supplement, you can take eggshells. If you're making up some scrambled eggs or something like that, you can take the eggshells. Thanks, Mom. And crush them up, and then just kind of sprinkle that over their food. And that's going to go a long way for them, preventing that metabolic bone disease too, which is something we really want to stay away from. Now, I'm worried that she might have that because she does have a little bit of a hunched back. Well, a lot of a hunched back. Seems to be getting a little bit better, but that's one of the symptoms of metabolic bone disease, is that hunched back. There's Grace. She loves that. I'm so glad that I discovered Jessica's channel and learned this. Oh, Gracie loves that. Now, she's a sweet little girl, and she does love to hug, and she's just very social, which really surprises me. She's a young possum, but, she's still a wild possum. So let's move on to Elvis. Elvis is a little bit more pissy since he's been getting better. I was going to release him, but I couldn't really find a good safe place to release him. So I held on to him for a little bit longer. I thought he might make a good companion for her. And I have some things on order to create them a nice big 10 by 10 by 6 secure habitat. Sorry, I gotta move this. I put a blanket on there to keep him warm in this little hutch. Elvis can be a little pissy. Elvis. Yeah, he's feeling a lot better, and he's a little pissy. But I've taken to putting his food up here and trying not to get bit, because Gracie does try to keep him from the food. Oh, please don't bite me, Elvis. Oh, food. Don't bite me. He tried to bite me the other night. He nipped my finger. Oh, don't you do it. Don't you do it, buddy. Oh, and I just kind of put this in his bed. He's actually a pretty clean eater, so he doesn't really get a lot on his bed. Oh, see? Oh, there you go, my buddy. Now, he's the one, if you look at another one of my videos, he's the one from just a few nights ago that was playing possum because something got him, we think a fox. He's doing really super good. He's older possum, but surprisingly, he lets himself be bullied by little Gracie. So I kind of take him out of here like every couple days, and I put him in his own large carrier so he can kind of stretch out, relax, be by himself. Then I put him in here for a night or two to kind of cuddle up with Gracie. Elvis, ow, Elvis. Look at those choppers. Oh, don't you bite me. Don't you do it.
Just don't touch me.
Look at those teeth. Really, if you get bit by one of these, it's not going to hurt you too bad. I've been bit by possums before that are scared because, you know, one wound up in my dog's kennel and it was freaked out. So it just bit me as a self-defense thing. They are really non-confrontational. They don't want no trouble. They don't want no trouble. But he's doing really good. Update on Elvis. Let's close that up. And once I get that bigger habitat built for them and get it shored up for the winter, I'll do a video on that. And let's take a look at my cutest little Gracie. She's the sweetest little girl in the world. She is a piglet. I should have just named her Piglet. Look at that. She's making a mess right now. But really, possums are very clean animals. They clean themselves constantly. And one of the many great things about possums is they eat a lot of ticks. I can't remember, I think it's something like they can do like 50,000 ticks in a season or something crazy like that. And if a tick gets on them, because they're constantly grooming themselves, they will get that tick off of them and eat it. They'll eat ticks in your yard, anything like that. They also, they will not die from any kind of a poisonous snake bite. So like if a copperhead or a rattlesnake gets them, it's not going to affect them. They can take a whole lot of bites from poisonous snakes and they're not going to die. They'll kill the poisonous snake. So these are just really awesome little critters to have around. And I have so much more I could say about this, and I'll probably do it in another video, but it's late. And just kind of wanted to give you an update on Gracie and how she's doing, and Elvis and how he's doing. So thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.